Let me ask you something. What's worse, the fear of something or the reality of something? Sometimes I think we build things up in our mind to be scarier than they actually are. Well, I'm going to try and put that theory to a test today. Now come with me and I'll explain what I'm going to do. I'll see you in a bit. Whenever I've camped in our van, it's always been on a campsite, which has always felt reasonably safe and secure. So to sort of challenge myself, I've decided to just come out along the coast and find somewhere to park up and park somewhere that isn't a campsite. And I don't know why it feels slightly nerve-wracking to do it. I guess it's just because it's the first time. And I think it's important to challenge myself a little bit every now and then. So let's see how I get on. I've got no idea why I feel nervous about this. I think I've possibly watched way too many horror films, but loads of people seem to do solo camps in urban locations or different locations. So what's the worst that could happen? Been thinking about it as I've been walking along, and I think some of the nervousness stems from the fact that I'm in a 50-year-old van and the lock technology on it is not the greatest in the world. I think you could probably break into it very, very easily. There's lots of other vans in the car park here. 1, 2, 3, 4 I can see. And yeah, they're all much, much more modern than Mav is. Yeah, why I think somebody would want to break in the van and kidnap me in the middle of the night, I've got absolutely no idea. But I think that's possibly part of the reason for my increased heightened awareness, shall we say. Well, I've had a pleasant afternoon, chilling in the van, reading my book, drinking tea and talking to my neighbours, and it's got to be about time to get something to eat. Me being me, I could have bought some food, but I decided, no, I'm not going to bother. I know there's a fish and chip shop about a 5-minute walk away from where I am, so I'm going to go and get fish and chips. By the coast in the UK, it'd be rude not to get fish and chips, wouldn't it? I'm working on the assumption the chippy's actually open. It'd be a bit of a disappointment if I walk 5 minutes. Well, 5-minute walk isn't much of a problem, but I'll be very disappointed if I walk for 5 minutes and find out there's no fish and chips, because I'll be a bit messed up. I've got no other food in the van, I don't think, apart from breakfast for the morning. Yeah, let's see what happens. It's bound to be open somewhere in the UK, in a coastal location. Any good fish and chip shop worth its salt, haha, is going to be open. What do you think? Not a bad meal for a camper van? Yeah, clearly cheating, but I'll take that. My neighbours, who are parked up next to me in the van next door, embody the spirit of everything I want this channel to be. Had about half an hour chat with them, and he's 81, she's 72. They drove 4 hours to get here, just for the hell of it, and they've just come back from a month-long trip around Spain and France in their motorhome. And yeah, they just embody the spirit of getting out there and doing it while you still can, enjoying life well into your 80s. Fair play to you, good luck to you, I hope it continues well into your 90s and beyond. That will keep me going until morning. Very, very nice fish and chips. From talking to my neighbours and another couple who were in a van to the other side of me, I think that my fears might be unfounded. I'm in the pub car park. They said they're regulars here, and it can get a bit noisy when the pub turfs out, but they've never had any real problems. Maybe a couple of idiots knocking on the van, something like that. So hopefully it'll be fairly calm. It's a Thursday night, so it's not like it's the middle of the weekend, crazy Friday or Saturday night. Hopefully I'll get a good night's sleep. Not sure if the camera is going to pick them up. Lots of little jellyfish on the beach. These guys here. I'm assuming they don't sting. Let's find out in a minute, won't I? I don't know about you, but I always find places like this just give me a chance for a mental reset. Just sitting here in this timeless location, watching the waves roll in. The sea's been going in and out of here for thousands and thousands of years. The time I've got and the time that you've got are fleeting by comparison. Get out there and enjoy yourself while you can. Take chances, big, small. Just do the things that are important to you before it's too late. Time to turn around, head back to the van. Walked out for 20 minutes, so that's a good evening walk to walk off my dinner. Sometimes in life, you just have to do things for the simple, childlike pleasure of doing it. Walking along a plank of wood of an evening on a beach. Over quite a deep puddle as it happens. This could go really badly wrong. Whoa. Now I don't think I'm going to turn around and go back. I'm just going to get to the end and get down onto dry land. Come back around the puddle. Just doing something because you can. Doing something because it's childish. Don't ever grow up. Where's the fun in that? Growing old is inevitable. Growing up is entirely optional. The wind's started to pick up and it's getting a little bit cooler. It's not chilly, but it is cooling down. So I've closed all the doors and windows up, and now begins the faff of trying to get the van ready for nighttime mode, which means putting all the curtains up. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows and 7 curtains, and even after 13 years I can't remember which curtain goes where, so I'm not going to bother filming the rest of this because we'll be here for hours while I try and work out how to put the curtains onto the right windows. Oh, I told you that was a faff. Well, at least we have some semblance of privacy in the van now. Evening mode has been enabled on the van, which basically means I've got the curtains up and I've got an old bike light which clips to a handle there, which provides light. I've got a battery powered camping lantern which kind of gets wedged wherever I can wedge it. And now I need to do my security checks and make sure all the doors are locked in case Hannibal Lecter wanders past and decides I look like an inviting meal for the evening. Yep, that one's locked. And yep, that one's locked. Can't find it. Where's it gone? Oh yeah, that's down. That's locked. And the back door's locked, so I'm all safe and secure in here with 50-year-old lock technology, which is going to keep all but the least determined burglar out. Oh, I've been reading for a while and I'm starting to get a bit tired. I think it'll be nearly time for bed. But first, I've got to make the bed, which is another 5 minutes of faff. Hopefully, I'll get a good night's sleep and it won't be too noisy. And I'll see you in the morning. morning. It wasn't the best night's sleep, but it wasn't the worst night's sleep either. The sea looked absolutely flat calm. It's a glorious sunny morning. It's just before 7 o'clock. There's no way I'm missing the opportunity to have an early morning dip. Let's go and see what the sea is like. I think it turns out that my fears were unfounded about sleeping in a different location. Yes, it was something I'd not done before, and naturally it's going to feel a little bit maybe scary, but it was fine. I slept fairly okay. There was no nutters tried to break in the van. So all in all, worthwhile experiment, and life is going to reward me for that experiment by allowing me to have a swim in this at 7 AM on a Friday morning. Come on, let's get in the sea and see how life has rewarded us. Now wake me up. This just goes to prove you're never too old to try something that scares you, that makes you nervous. The rewards are worth it. The fear of doing something is normally worse than the reality of doing something. So, whoever you are, wherever you are, and regardless of your age, just get out there and try something different. You might surprise yourself. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave a like, a comment, or even consider subscribing for more adventures like this. I'll hopefully see you in the comments. Take care of yourself. See you the next time. Bye.